Morning everyone, and welcome to another virtual card and a cuppa, also known as one kit, 3 cards. And this week I'm featuring the Wreath Builder Dies. So some of you should have a kit, and let me just bear with me 2 ticks because I'm still trying to find, that's it, see if it's, make sure this is going out. Looks like it is, which is good. Okay, right. Morning, Jackie. So this is the kit that I sent out last month to everybody. So, and it has a base card, which is a piece of old olive. It has a piece of the In Good Taste double-sided paper. A piece of Whisper White, which is actually the part to go on the inside, a stitch shaped circle, 2 wreaths that I had die cut out using the Wreath Builder dies. So one is in Old Olive, the other one is in Pear Pizzazz, so there's just a slight difference, one's paler than the other. And of course I get them all caught up, so that's those. You also have 2 pieces or 2 strips of Designer Series paper, which comes from the, I have to think about this one, 'Tis the Season, I want to say. It's one that I used last week. So this one's got mistletoe on the back, and then it's red on the front. 2 die cuts, which when you put them together will make a poinsettia. A piece of melon mango, which I just punched out using a 1/2 inch punch, but you're going to have to trim that one down. And a bow. So there's quite a few bits in this. If you want to see what the dies look like, and even if you don't want to, I'm going to show you. These are the dies. So you will find them in the catalogue. They're in the main catalogue, not the December to January one. So you will find the bundle itself on page, she says I've got to find it, on page 173. And then the stamp set and some other samples you'll find on page 127. So there is a coordinating stamp set. This is designed to go with the Arrange A Wreath stamp set, but I didn't get that because I actually thought that there is so much in this that you can make lots of cards without any stamping. So those of you who don't like to stamp, this is an ideal set of dies that you can get. So you have 2 wreaths, one which is leaves, and that's the one that I've used. There's another one which is more sort of sprig-like. You have a poinsettia, so I die cut those twice. There are little hearts. These are pears, so that if anybody wants to do Christmas at Partridge in a Pear Tree, you can do that sort of thing. We've got heart that when you die cut that, it cuts out the word love, which is really cute. Actually, have I got one on here? I'm just trying to see. No, maybe there's one on that page. Nope. Anyway, and there's all sorts. There's like double flowers. These are triple flowers, so you can build up flowers and things. And I just spotted there's a circle there. Maybe that was the circle that I was supposed to use to for the melon. Not the melon man, but the mango melody. But anyway, I ended up using a punch, and I'm just going to have to use a pair of scissors. So that's actually the dies, and as I said, there's all sorts of things that you can make. So I'm going to put the kit to one side and share with you. I've kind of gone a bit overboard with this one because I've already done 3 cards with the kit. So this was my original intention. You may well have seen that. I think I posted it on my Facebook page. I'm going to go down a bit. So we have the paper glued just directly to the card front. the Whisper White circle's been stamped with a sentiment in real red, so it says Merry Christmas. Simply glued the wreath on, and then I glued the poinsettia together, and then glued that onto it as well. And then in the inside I used a strip of the paper, and I used the bow because I thought, well, I've got it, I may as well make use of it. So that was that first one. I haven't put any rhinestones on here. I probably will. I'll just get around to it in a minute or two. Then I made this one. So here I cut up the wreaths. So you've got one pear pizzazz cut in half, and you've got one of the old olives cut in half. And then what I did was I simply sort of twisted them together slightly, so that sometimes you had the pear pizzazz on top, sometimes you had the old olive on top. Glued them direct to the piece of DSP. And then, so there's kind of a bit of a mess underneath there, but you can't see it because the poinsettia is there. So both glued. Then I actually glued the poinsettia together, and that's actually on with a dimensional, so it's raised up a bit. And then I stamped the sentiment in real red again onto the large stitch circle shape. That's on with dimensional, and then I just tucked it in slightly under the poinsettia and a couple of leaves, and then added some rhinestones. So I sort of started going a bit to town with these rhinestones, but I thought I could get some comments, but I can't see. But anyway, so that was the second one. And on the inside, again, I used the strip of paper and the ribbons, so that I used everything else. You get 2 strips of the paper, so you can add the other one to the envelope if you want to. Then my third card, again, I seem to be really good at chopping up these wreaths. I've chopped up the wreaths again. This is probably a little over a third, just under a half of a wreath. So again, but this one I haven't twisted them together, so I simply put the old olive on first, and then the pear pizzazz piece. There's a bit of a gap here underneath, but you don't see that because we've got the large circle on here. So I stamped the sentiment again in real red, put the bow on. So originally I just glued that on, and then this is with dimensionals on top of the card, and then I just put a large rhinestone in the middle of the bow, and then some more rhinestones on the wreaths, or part wreaths I should say. And then inside I still made use, and I noticed that there's some glue on there, so I need to get that off. I just used the strip of paper, and I still glued my poinsettia together and stuck it on the card. So those are the 3 cards that I've already made, and I'm going to make a 4th one. So all the dimensionals for the cutting instructions and stuff will go up on the Facebook page later. And I've already thought about what I was going to do with this, and I might change my mind. You'll notice actually everybody might have different wood effects. So these are planks, as you can see by the fact there's darker lines, and this one is more of a whole piece of wood. So the In Good Taste paper, actually you get 24 sheets in the pack, so it's 2 each of 12 double-sided, and they're all photo based. So someone has gone around photographing planks of wood, tiles, all sorts of bits and pieces to create the DSP images. So this one I'm going to go slightly different in that I am going to I'm going to use both pieces of my DSP on it. And I'm going to keep it simple actually, so I'm going to probably do that and then put the poinsettia together and put that in the middle. No sentiments. I'll put the sentiments inside. So right, so for the poinsettia, as I said, I used 1/2 inch punch, but that's too big. That's obviously because my brain was not working, and I've since noticed, as you saw, that actually there is a small die. She says there's a small die, a circle, which would fit perfectly in that space. So if you get the dies, then you can use that to cut out the shape. But when you've got 20 odd of these things to do, I just kind of went the easiest route. So you just need to snip off and make that into a square. Make sure that it fits and doesn't overhang anywhere. And then what I've done is kind of created a circle by cutting off the corners again. So just cut the corners diagonally. This was the quickest way that I could think of. Obviously I've now found a quicker way, but there you go. Then you want to put that on top, just dry fit it first, make sure it fits, and then that will go on top offset against the other one, so it will go like that. But let's just glue this. Oops. And when you die cut, you can poke out these little holes, or you can leave them in. It's up to you. Obviously I poked them out on the top piece because I want the yellow to be showing through. So this, as I said before, little piece of Mango Melody. And then when it comes to gluing this piece, oops, obviously got some glue stuck to the bottom of my pot. There we go. Stick it on Mum's table instead. Never mind. You just want to kind of just put little dots around. You don't need to go too mad because you don't want the glue showing through. So, as I said, offset it slightly. Make sure that you've only got the yellow showing through the holes. Okay, I might put a little bit too much glue on, but don't worry because it will dry clear. So, and I'm just, oh, she says obviously it didn't make a very good job at doing that. Never mind. Try again. Maybe I should just leave it to dry before I pick it up and do something else. There you go. That'll work. Right, let's just move that to one side without picking it up. There we go. Right. So the rest of the card, and I'm going to go and make this a, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. I'll try not to. Make this a portrait card, which I know does mean that I will have my fold at the top, so it'll be a tent fold. I don't mind that because I've used coloured cardstock. It's thick. It's not going to bend or anything or give way. So from that point of view, that will be fine. So I just need to, I'm going to use my grid paper to work out where I want to put this. So I'm going to go, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, whoops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've kind of already got them in roughly the right place. Just go, oh dear, I'm having real problems with this glue. Never mind, at least it'll wash off. That's the good thing about it, because it's water based, so it will wash off. So if you do get it on your hands, either just rub your hands together and it will come off. I think I'm going to have the little dots on the outside. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was that one then, I think. This way you say, no, it's not that one. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's that one. And do exactly the same with the other piece. So I want the little diamonds on the outside. I'm actually going to turn this around. Line that up again. with the lines, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I want it there. Now see if I can actually kind of get these so that they are mirror of each other, hopefully. And the nice thing about using the glue, other than the fact that it gets everywhere, or at least it does in my case, is that it means you've got time to move things around. So hopefully when you look at it, you've got equal space between the edges and the edges of those, so that's fine. And then I'm going to trim off. And then the other good thing about the good paper is you can go and stick your bits down so that they're not going to go wandering all over the place and making a mess elsewhere. So we have those. That is going to get glued directly to that. And then hopefully by now the poinsettia is actually sorted. That's that. As I said, I'm not actually going to put a sentiment on there. I'm just going to put the poinsettia in the middle. Actually, no, that would work that way as well. So maybe I'll leave it as a landscape card. Let's see, I want some dimensionals, which I've hidden away. There they are. I'm getting better at finding things and putting things in certain places here at my mum's. So, although I still find my way into the box for the things. So let's see. We don't need to go too mad and dimensional the life out of this thing. So I'm just going to put 5 on. It's just because I'm putting something in the middle, I would make sure that I put a dimensional definitely in the middle just to hold it. Hopefully that is roughly in the middle of the card. And then I'm going to put, so you could put that to one side like that and put a sentiment on, but I'm actually just going to put it in the middle because I want to put my sentiment on the inside this time round. So I'm only going to use 1 dimensional, put that on. So that's basically the front finished. And now the inside of the card. Now I've got these wreaths still. So what I was thinking was I could stamp a sentiment and put the wreath around, or I could just simply glue part of the wreath across the corner, which I quite like that idea, because then I've still got some wreath left that I can use for another project. But before I do that, I'm actually going to stamp, simply because if I make a boo-boo, then as long as nothing's glued to it, I can just simply turn it over, which makes it much, much easier. If I've got something glued to it, obviously I can't just simply turn it over because there's something stuck to it. I know, obvious maybe, I don't know. So I'm going to use this Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year sentiment again, which I used on one of the cards. So this is my go-to Christmas stamp set. It's called Itty Bitty Christmas. And there are 18 sentiments in here. Some of them, okay, maybe not what I would use, but vast majority are. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use that one. Let's put that on a block. And then I'm going to get some real red ink. Making sure that when I do, I was going to say making sure when I do stamp that actually it's the right way round, but because I haven't stuck this down yet, it really doesn't matter too much. If I'd obviously stuck it in the card already, then I would have to actually have a card that was upside down. Then I would just have to start again on it. There we go. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. That's fine. I like that. And then I'm going to put a piece of this on here, so I'm going to cut a bit off. Let's see, how much do I need? Actually to there. And these are easy enough to cut around. You just simply just follow the leaf around and then that's it. So then you've got a part wreath there. So don't need that bit. And again, you just need to put little dots of glue on the back of the leaves. You don't need too much. It's not like you're hanging anything on it. So we'll put that on there, like that. And then I think I might put a bit of the pear pizzazz one on as well. So I just need to figure out which bit. So we're going to look from there, I think. My very technical term. And take it to there. And again, we're going to just simply put those to one side so I don't end up gluing the wrong thing, which I'm likely to do. Little dots of, this one I might put a bit on the ends as well, because they're going to be, don't want them being caught when you open the card or anything. Or right, let's see. Just play around with it till you're happy with where you've got it, and if it still means that you end up cutting a piece off, then you cut a piece off. I'm not too bothered about having the leaves overhanging because I know I should have a bit of leeway when it comes to put in the card. So when I put it in the card, because this piece is slightly smaller, yes, that bit will hang out, but maybe I should just trim it. That'd be neater then, wouldn't it? Right, let's go for it. I tell people to stamp off pages, so I guess there's nothing wrong with die cutting and taking them off a page. So that's that bit. Oops. So we're just going to glue that in. I wouldn't recommend putting rhinestones and the like on the piece inside, simply because when you close the card and you come to post it, if someone pushes down on it, then you'll get marks through. So yeah, I wouldn't do that. I would just leave it like that. You could put some Wink of Stella on it, she says. So you could just put a bit of a shine on the leaves if you want to. And so that will just dry clear with, but it'll have a shine on it. And you can go mad and do the whole leaf, so I'm just going to sort of do the central bits. Like that. That won't take long to dry. And again, you could do the same thing with the poinsettia. Just wink up the pieces in the middle. Or you could just do the whole lot. Depends on whether you're a less is more person. Personally, I'm a less is more, so I don't tend to go completely over the top, she says. And then of course you can always add some rhinestones to the front. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get my take your pick tool, which has got a piece of putty on the end. And then just to pick these up, all you need to do is just slide them. Let's see, I'm going to tuck them Or maybe I'll put some bigger ones on. Maybe not. Don't know. And then you can obviously go and put as many on as you want to. Probably need to put a couple more on here, but I don't know where yet. I'll put that one in, tuck it in. Not sure about that one. You can just use this to place them, and then when you're happy with the placement, you can simply push down to make sure that they're on there good and proper. I'm just going to leave it like that. So that's it. So that is my 4th card. So simple but effective, I think. So again, DSP, 2 strips, a different DSP, circle, poinsettia, and then on the inside I've got a stamped piece of Whisper White and bits of wreath. So I've still got other bits of wreath that I can use. And then that was wreath chopped up with the bow inside. That was more wreath chopped up, and this time I've got the poinsettia inside. And then that was my original, which is just put 2 wreaths around the circle. So thank you for watching. I will be back next week with a Facebook Live, and I'll be doing a technique, not worked out quite yet, just what it will be. But I'll be back here at 10 o'clock, and then the following week is actually the 5th Wednesday in September, which is really odd because September's only got 30 days, so it's like, how on earth do we manage that? But yes, I believe it's the 5th Wednesday. So I will be doing another Facebook Live, and then of course, first Wednesday of October, there will be card and the Cuppas again. So you have until the 24th of this month to book and pay for your kits for next month. If you want to do that, then simply visit oakvillecrafts.com, click on the tab at the top that says classes and kits, and then just follow it through and you'll be able to purchase the October ones. November ones will go up shortly, but not just yet because I'm still trying to work out what I'm doing for in November. So, and that's it. So thank you for watching, and if you've got any questions, just post them in the comments and I will get back to you. Take care. Bye.